Alright, what's up guys? This is Spooky, and I just noticed that the shops have recently reset, so this is going to be my freestyle guide for the most efficient things to buy in each shop for Zenless Zone Zero. This guide should also help you out in Zenless Zone Zero version 2.0 because I don't expect that things are going to change very much, so especially for you guys that are newcomers and you Xbox guys, this should really help you out. So the first shop that I'm going to start with is the main Signal shop, and the way you get to the Signal shop is actually quite easy. All you do is on the main menu, pretty much you press start or whatever your thing is, and you go here on the bottom to where it says 24-hour store. You click on that and you go here to the third or the fourth entry and you'll see Signal shop. Now here on the first page, this one's actually very simple. The best thing to buy, bar none, is always encrypted master tapes. I would never ever buy regular master tapes from this shop. Don't ever do it. Always get the encrypted ones. And I would also never ever save or buy any of these weapons unless you're a whale and you're spending a lot of money in the main shop. And that's because, as you can see, each one of these items is worth the same amount of residual signals as 30 master tapes, which is crazy. Now, the way that you get more of these residual signals is by pulling in the signal search. And you can see here it says you obtained them via signal search. So that means when you're pulling for your agents, each time you get a dupe of an agent or you get an extra of something, you also get some of these residual signals. And if you get dupes of A ranks when you have them maxed out, you also get more of these tapes too. Now, one more thing that you might notice in this shop is that sometimes you can buy copies of the agents. Like right now in the shop, there's Billy and Anby, who I don't really recommend getting extra copies of. You'll get plenty of copies of them for free. But when you're raising certain agents, especially the top tier ones, like Lucy and Nicole's a good one to go for sometimes, especially Piper. It's not a terrible idea to get them in the shop. A lot of people are going to tell you, hey, it's a bad idea. Don't waste your things to get it, somebody in the shop. You're going to get another one. But if you get one of these agents to M6 and you get a copy of them eventually on any banner, you're going to get 20 residual signals back, and you're going to be able to buy an encrypted master tape with those 20 residual signals. So it's not a terrible idea to go for these when you're on a new account. Later on, once your account is experienced enough, then don't waste anything on these agents here in the residual signal shop. Alright, so next up we have the fading signal, and the way you get these fading signals is pretty much the same deal. You get them via the signal shop. You get way more of the fading signals than of the residual signals, so you can be a little bit more spendy with these. Now, the number one option each month is going to be these 40% off tapes. In fact, I'm going to buy them right now because I need them for my account, and each one is about $450 each month. Now, once you got these discounted tapes, I don't really recommend buying too much other stuff from this shop if you're not going to pull a lot very soon. So although some of these chips might be quite tempting for boosting up your account, unless you plan on doing a lot of pulls on an upcoming banner, it's kind of a waste, and you're better off saving these so that when the shop resets each month, you can get more of these tapes. That being said, if you're new and you're just getting your account set up, it might not be a bad idea to buy some of these and help you level up your account or level up the skills of some of your characters. That being said, in the long run, after you start leveling up some, especially once you get to account level 50, I don't recommend buying too much stuff in this shop. Now, the next one is the Bangbuck Shop, and the best thing to get here, bar none, is the same thing, the 50% off coupons that they give you each month. In fact, I'm going to snap them up right now because I need them myself. Now, the rest of these coupons and the modified parts and everything else, I probably wouldn't bother with most of this stuff. I probably would just save each month, and if you get to a point where you get to 1200 and you've got a Bangbuck that you really, really want to copy, maybe you can buy this Marcel modified part, but you're probably better off just saving each month and maybe buying a few coupons if there's like a Bangbuck that you really want to pull for. Alright, and last in the signal shop section, we have the master tape exchange. And here in this shop, it's very simple. The best thing and the only thing that you should ever buy from this shop is the encrypted master tapes. Never ever buy the regular master tapes. Only buy the encrypted master tapes. This is the main best thing to do with your polychromes. You could spend polychromes on stamina and other things like that, but really it's not very worth it. This is the number one thing to do with your polys, is get the encrypted master tapes here in the signal shop. Alright, so next off, I'm going to talk about some of the other things that you can find here in the 24-hour store. First off, there's the Interknot membership, and this is about $4.99 USD per month. This is the #1 best paid deal that you can get in Zenless Zone Zero. It gives you 300 monochromes up front, and also gives you 90 polys per day. The 90 polys over 30 days adds up to quite a few tapes that you can get in the signal shop that I talked about before, the master tape exchange over here on the top right. You can get a lot of tapes in here via this Interknot membership as long as you're patient. Now, if you do buy this, it's very, very important to make sure you log in every day, because the game is not going to give you back those polys you missed if you skip a day or two. So only get this monthly pass if you plan on logging in every day. If you know that you're going to be traveling, or you're going to be really busy or something like that, do not buy anything in here because you're going to miss out. Next up, we have the outfit shop, and it's a good thing to do if you've been saving up your monochromes for the monthly pass. I find that most people don't really have a chance to save them up. If you do save up and you got a character that you really want here, you've got your Ellen, you want to get her outfit, you can go for it. You see that I bought Astra Yao's outfit in the past. That's because I play Astra lots and I think her outfit is awesome. So I went ahead and I went for it. Alright, next up we got the Monochrome Market. So if you got some monochromes, if you want to buy some monochromes and you want to top up, this is a good place to do it. Obviously, these get really expensive. So I recommend first getting everything that has a double bonus. If you've noticed here, I've gotten all my double bonuses. I've gotten one here, I've gotten one here, I've gotten one here, I've gotten one here. The double bonuses are going to refresh in version 2.0. So if you're seeing this before 2.0 and you're thinking about topping up, it might be a good idea to take advantage of everything that has a double bonus. Like, see here, I've got 2 that have double bonuses. I might actually snap these at some point. It's a very good idea to get everything that has a double bonus so that when your double bonus resets, you can pick it up all over again. Now, while we're talking about the double bonus that you can get for monochromes, I want to talk a bit about my sponsor, ldshop.gg. This video is sponsored by LD Shop, the makers of LD Player. LDShop.gg lets you save up to 29% on Zenless Zone Zero monochromes, Interknot membership, and other shop goods. It's a safe and reliable way to top up at a discount. You don't need to give any personal information, just your server and game ID. You can also receive your first top-up double bonus and purchase unique packages as they become available in the shop. Here's an example of me using LD Shop to grab 3 months of Interknot membership. After putting in my server and user ID, I can quickly complete my purchase. Within 1 minute, the 900 monochromes, 300 for each month, were delivered to my account, and you can see on my calendar that 90 additional days of daily rewards were delivered. If you use the link in the description and comments of this video, you can receive additional discounts such as a 50% off coupon, which lets you save up to $50 on top of the low prices. Also, if you spend over $80, you can become a part of their VIP system, which gives free Interknot membership. Now, when you get yourself some monochromes, these are more or less the same type of thing as polychromes in that you can use them to buy tapes. You've got to convert them from monochromes to polychromes first. So before you do that, I do recommend checking out this bundle shop, because I don't have any of the offers right now, but sometimes you'll see an offer that says something like, this costs 600 monochromes and you get 600 polychromes plus something else. If you do have something like that in your shop, then I recommend taking advantage of it, because you're kind of doubling up, using those monochromes to get a little bit of free resources, and then you're still going to get the master tapes. I don't recommend buying these packages. Like this one here that costs 300 monochromes to get master components. This is not worth it. This thing's not worth it. This Trial of Glory thing, definitely not worth it. Don't get any of these packages unless they're the ones that also convert your monos to polychromes. The other stuff that's here in the shop, if you really want to, you can go for it. Don't go for the master tapes. Don't spend money on master tapes. Never ever do that. You could spend $15 on these 10 tapes. I think this is only worth it once you've done all your double stuff in the monochrome market. So do that first before you spend any money on this. And the same thing here, the favorite invitation gift, I would not go for this one probably, because it's actually a little bit worse than what you're getting here in this one. Actually, it's a little bit better because you're getting 5 and 5. But the point is, don't get any of these packages. Definitely don't get the master tape one. But don't get these encrypted master tape packages until you've cleaned out your monochrome market and you've gotten all the double stuff in this one, because this is going to be a bit more worth it. Alright, so next up, we're going to talk about the logistics shop. And you get to the shop in the Outpost. You'll be able to access the Outpost a little bit into the game once you can access Hollow Zero and Shield Defense. And there's actually a few very good things here that you can buy from the shop. So in the main Outpost logistics shop, the way you get these is from Hollow Zero, and you can get a certain amount of these every week by doing Hollow Zero. I forget what the max amount is. I'm sorry. There is a cap, but if you do it every week, you're going to be in a good spot where you can get lots of this resource, the Z merits. Now, with Z merits, most of the stuff in this shop is worth it. Obviously, get the master tapes. I'm going to buy them right now. Obviously, get the Boupons. These are worth it. I'm going to buy them right now, too. This hidden treasure gives you a resource that gives skills to your characters. So this one is very good to get. I probably wouldn't do it right now because although I see these 5 resources here, I'm hoping that when Yishuan comes out, the Yishuan resource will be here. So I'm not going to buy this right now, but I do recommend buying this every month from the shop. The only ones that I don't recommend, I'm going to buy some of this stuff right now even, is I don't recommend buying the regular Denny's. So the unlimited Denny's here that are good are worth it. Sorry, the limited Denny's are worth it, but don't get the unlimited Denny's. These are not worth it. The Bangbuck widgets are also kind of worth it. You might as well snap them up. They're not too expensive. Now, with these W engine chips, when you have a newer account and you're trying to get more A rank W engines, that makes it a very good idea to get these chips. But once you've had an account for a while and you've been playing for a bit, the W engine chips are not really worth it anymore. So I would not snap them up because you're not going to need them. You're not going to need as many A rank engines. And as you pull on the banner, you're going to get some engines, like extra copies of the A rank engines and things like that anyway. So only get these when you're new and you're trying to build your special engines, like your Starlight engine, your Weeping Gemini, your Stun engines, like your Steam Oven, and your Precious Fossilized Core. So when you're trying to build all that stuff up, that's the right time to go for this. Until then, once you've gotten enough of them and you've gotten enough weapons, you've got a lot of your good weapons at 5 stars, probably save your resources. Don't go for this and instead get the hidden treasures and maybe save a little bit for unlimited Denny's if you need it. Now, we also have the Association Supply Shop, and the 2 best things to buy in the shop, bar none, are the Hamster Cage Pass as well as the tuning calibrator. In fact, I'm going to snap these up right now. The way you get this resource is from doing Shiyu Defense and Notorious Hunt. It's actually much harder to get this resource than to get the Z merits from Hollow Zero, because Hollow Zero, once you're in a groove, it's pretty easy to get that resource. So keep that in mind. Don't buy any of this other stuff in the shop until you're sure that you're going to have your 4,000 for the next month to buy this Hamster Cage Pass and this tuning calibrator. In fact, often I don't get the Boupons from the shop at all because the Hamster Cage Pass, this thing helps you get to the max skill on your characters, which is really nice, and this thing helps you build your better disc 4, disc 5, and disc 6. And those discs are very annoying to make because the main stat is random when you farm for them. And especially the disc 5, it has so many different main stats that it can have. So having this tuning calibrator to make a perfect disc 5 for your characters is very important. Save them up and use them at the right time. Alright, so next up we're going to talk about the convenience store, and that's usually found on 6th Street. There might be a convenience store elsewhere in Lumina Square or something like that, but usually I just go to the one here on 6th Street. Now, most of the time, once you have an established account, most of these materials are not really worth it because they're very expensive Denny's-wise, and you're going to need your Denny's to upgrade your characters and your Bangboos. Bangboos and characters are very, very expensive Denny's-wise to upgrade, especially when you're trying to get them past level 50 into level 60. It costs so many Denny's. But let's say you just need a couple more burn chips to max somebody out, or you need a little bit more ether plating agent to max somebody out, then it's not a bad idea to go in here, but still, I don't really recommend it unless you're desperate. I absolutely don't really recommend these concentrated cooling fluids for Denny's. Obviously, most of the time you can buy them with this Bangbuck resource, and that's a little easier to get because you can farm into Hollow Zero. But again, don't spend Denny's in this shop 9 times out of 10. Only do it if you're very close to being on the breakthrough for a character or something like that. Otherwise, this stuff is so overpriced, it's really not worth it. Now, the Gadget store is a place where you can use those W engine chips I told you about a little bit earlier, which you can get from the Outpost. And you can use these W engine chips to get weapons. Now, this is actually a very, very good shop to use. It's a little annoying in that you need the engines and you need the components. So it's going to cost you a little bit of stamina to get the weapons you want. But there's actually quite a few good weapons in the shop. And I'll tell you about some of the ones that I can recommend. For stunners, the steam oven weapon that you see here, as well as the precious fossilized core. These are very good stunner weapons, and they're definitely worth trying out. So check them out sometime. You've also got the Weeping Gemini. This one is a very good anomaly weapon, and it goes on a lot of different characters. You got the Slice of Time. This weapon is decent for supports, although most of the time you're not going to really go for it. But it's really good on Rena if you don't have Rena's main weapon. And then for attackers, you got this Starlight engine, and this one is a very good engine. A lot of these A rank engines are actually not bad. Like the defense ones, they're like okay, I guess. You can't really go wrong with most of these A ranks, but again, the best ones are the Starlight engine, the Steam Oven, the Fossilized Core, and the Weeping Gemini. The Slice of Time is not bad, and this Rainforest Gourmet one is also, it's not bad, I guess. I think the Weeping Gemini most of the time is a little bit better. So utilize the shop a lot as a beginner. The B rank engines, they're like okay. I probably wouldn't waste resources getting these, to be honest. You're probably better off just getting the A rank engines. Now you need 5 total copies of an A rank engine to max it out. So early on, while you're trying to get your Starlight engine maxed and your core max and your steam oven and everything else, it's a good idea to recycle some of these blue engines that you get as you pull on the banner. I don't recommend recycling these other ones, the purple, the A rank engines, because if you recycle these, then you know later on you're gonna pull a character and you're gonna be like, man, I wish I had that character's engine, that type of thing. Instead, I would save them up because you're gonna really need them and they're really useful. All right, there's one more thing here that I also want to talk about, and that's that there's the city fund or the season pass that you can do every month. And if you're going to be playing Zenless Zone Zero a lot, then this city fund is really worth it. There's a lot of resources that you can collect here. You get around 680 polys if you pay for the season pass. And it's only $10. It's not technically $10 a month. It's like $10 every 40 some days, something like that. Sorry, it's 780. You also get more tapes, you get a hamster cage, and you get some items that you can use to make drive discs together with Elfie. Really useful. So it's pretty nice to have. It's a good thing to go for. Now, if you do the city fund each month, you're also going to get access to one of these weapons. I will note that the best weapon on this bar none right now is the Electro Lip Gloss. But coming in version 2.0, there's going to be a special new engine, that works for Yi Xuan. And you're probably going to really want that engine. So keep that one in mind. The Electro Lip Gloss, once you get to 5-star, it's a very good anomaly engine. And it's a decent substitute for a lot of the anomaly characters' main W engine that you can pull for on the banner. So it's a good one to go for. These are all kind of okay, to be honest. But the other 4 that I'm seeing here on the list, these are all not really special. The Electro Lip Gloss is the one that's the most special, and it's very useful for your anomaly agents. It's also decent with Piper. So if you're playing your Piper and you want to try the lip gloss on her, you actually can try it out. It's not bad, but it's a little bit better for like the S rank anomaly characters, like your Nagi and your Jane Doe, that type of character. Now I got one more tip for you guys, and that's related to working with the Bardic Needle and Elfie. Now, the Bardic Needle is a place you can go, and when you're in here in the Bardic Needle, you can actually create your own disk drives for all the slots. You can use the slot 4, and you can also use this resource I told you about, the tuning calibrator, to pick the engine you want. There's 3 different types of tuning you can do. There's this beginner tuning with the blue ones, which you won't get once you reach level 50 anymore. You've got these red ones, and then you have the gold ones. Now, it used to be that it was efficient to use these red ones because every now and again, when you pull for a red one, you're going to get a gold disc instead of a red disc. You're going to get an S rank disc. But recently, things have been changed around. Now you have the ability to go in your storage. Let me see if I can find it. And in your storage here, you can actually take these red discs and you can craft them into the gold discs. In fact, I'm going to do that right now. This is, most of the time, this is more efficient. You could get really lucky with your red discs and get a couple early S rank discs from them, but really the best thing to do is use a little bit of Denny's and craft these red master copies into the gold master copies, because you're going to be able to turn them into your better drive disc. You're going to get a lot of these red master copies when you're doing the story mode, when you're doing Hollow Zero, and when you're doing some other content. So when you get these red discs, don't waste them on A rank discs. That's very important. Do not waste them. Convert them to the gold master copies instead, because then early on, you can actually pull for some of the gold discs that you want, and that way you can improve your disc drives for a lot of characters. In fact, I'm going to convert these right now because I actually need them. I always need these things. They're freaking crazy. You need so many of them just to make the good stuff that you need. Anyway, that's pretty much it, guys. This was a little off-the-cuff kind of guide, so you know how it is. I just wanted to give you guys some information on things that you can do in the various shops to upgrade your characters, as well as what I find to be some efficient choices. You let me know if I missed anything so I can add them to another guide, and good luck to everybody in version 2.0, especially all you new Xbox players. Have a beautiful day, everyone.